are live and alive. This is Ari, the Data Queen, joined by Analyst Hole, Matt Muscardi, and Hazelnut Rawless.
Yeah. Ho.
We have Friday, weekly wrap-up. I should just read.
No, you have it.
On today's weekly wrap-up, we have Exxon, Tesla, and others.
Others, really?
Others.
I actually didn't see any others.
What a tease. What a tease. Nobody's turning it off now. Everyone's like, whoa,
Must
others?
find out what others is.
I've never heard a show with others. I'm in.
Do we have
There's
too
some
much
good
Elon
stuff.
again? Is there too much Tesla?
Dude, I had a difficult time.
It was a
Goodliest
tough
of the week this week.
Yeah, it was a tough week.
Probably my
Although,
fault.
you've got some good stories for Story of the Week, so that at least is a positive.
Oops. Yeah, why don't we start with you, David?
Yes.
Story of the
I
week.
like that. I like that segue. Nicely done.
Thank you.
I only have 4 stories this week, too.
Oh, there's not 17?
No.
That's a good start.
Although I do have 3 headlines
That's
of
our
the week.
assholiest.
Claudia Sheinbaum elected as Mexico's first female president.
Yeah, baby. I think,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe I didn't pick this for my
yeah.
story.
Well, you can
I don't
always.
know what was wrong
you can
with
And
it.
always
listen to who
just
she
pivot
is.
right now.
Listen to who she is.
Who is she?
Let the audience have their moment.
Yeah.
Because this is
Oddly,
a big
that's
deal.
an American audience. I don't know why they're so happy. Maybe
well,
they're feeling hopeful.
Maybe they're confused.
First of all,
They think Mexico's a state.
this is only important to me, but she's Jewish, so it's a miracle. I don't know what's going on
Yes,
in
only
Mexico, but it's a goddamn miracle. But she's a physicist.
In a
With
pretty
a-
Catholic country, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a Catholic country. A physicist with a doctorate in engineering. Oh my god, I can't even talk. I'm so excited. I guess she is my hero. A physicist with a doctorate in energy engineering was part of the United Nations panel of climate scientists awarded a Nobel Peace Prize.
Wow.
She's a
Wow.
feminist. I mean, come on. What are we doing here, people?
Wow.
Now,
Yeah.
here's why it's super important for us, because when we talk about woke ESG data that everyone hates these days, she was elected 5 years after the Mexican government passed a gender parity in government rule, which is essentially like the NASDAQ passing
Rooney
a
rule.
right? It's a diversity rule. So in 2019, there was a constitutional reform that required political parties to present equal numbers of male and female candidates for all office. So it's not that you had to put a woman in a position.
In
You just
office,
had
right.
It's kind of like the Rooney rule, right? You had to at least have her up for something, right? And it's worked already. It seems. It's incredible.
That's great.
I mean, this is the best.
Wasn't she running against another woman?
Another woman. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
2 women?
Can I? Can I
Yeah.
ask a question? Like the polls suggest that like Mexican immigrants in this country are increasingly voting for Trump, who wants to build a wall to keep them out.
Is that because they left the utopic paradise that is Mexico to
that's
come
what I'm
to
trying
our
to figure
angry,
out.
hateful zone?
What are you doing?
Well,
Why?
I don't know.
Why would
I don't
you
know how to
leave
explain
Mexico?
for that. I don't know.
think it's. I think it's descendants of Mexican immigrants.
Oh, is it? It's
Yeah.
multi-generation?
Yeah,
Well-
it's the American has gotten to them. They're trying to fit in type.
The Fox News Mexican,
Yeah.
like multi-generational.
I will say this:
residents.
she's from Mexico City. Mexico City represents the greater metropolitan area of Mexico City represents more, I think, than 20% of the population of the country. So she very well might have just got an urban vote.
No, it's not. I saw the
no?
voting map. The voting map is insane. She won everything except for one place, which I think the other woman was from, right? Like literally like every county in Mexico,
Well,
all of them,
This is how you-
urban, doesn't matter, voted for her.
America, I hope you're listening. This is how you root out misogyny in your elections, because I'm still convinced the only reason why Trump won the first time is because he was up against Hillary, because there's such deep misogyny in this country they wouldn't vote for her. Have 2 women run against each other and you solve that problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Boom.
Let's come back to misogyny later because it's a fun topic.
Okay, anyway.
Foreshadowing.
There's and can I just say one other thing about this, that 2019 constitutional reform? They passed that unanimously.
Yeah.
What?
Can you describe? Can you actually pause for a second? Describe
Yeah.
what unanimous means, because I think we don't know here.
Yeah. I just can't believe there's a place on Earth that they're agreeing about something. I don't understand it.
There's a place on Earth where people agree. It's called director elections.
Well,
everyone agrees.
That's true. It also could be called It also could be called Vermont because the next story. This is a bipartisan bill. This is not just Democrats. This is Republicans and Democrats passed this bill. Vermont becomes the first state to make fossil fuel companies pay for climate change. So this is already through.
Where was this headline? I did not see this headline.
This is through the Senate. The Republican governor who doesn't like the law didn't veto it, so it's now this is not a maybe thing. This is officially a thing. Yeah.
Can we are we really positing that Republicans in Vermont are like Republicans? Like
okay, that might be true, but they're still called Republicans. So this bill allows Vermont to actually bill fossil fuel companies retroactively for the costs of addressing, avoiding, and adapting to the damages that the emissions from their products have caused between 1995 and 2024. I don't really understand how we get to 1995, but whatever. Yeah.
Retroactively is the key thing. Retroactively, like we're going to go backwards and be like, oh, by the way, in 1996 in April, it was really polluted, so give us $100 million. I love this. This is
how they're going
to
How they're going to enforce this, I don't know. I mean, we know that Exxon is suing everybody, so it might be a tough one to get through, but it's
a fun idea.
And I'm assuming other states will start to join this. So that's the second story of the week. Third story of the week, this one's for you, Matt. Texas.
I already have the story below.
Oh, you do? So I won't spend a lot of time on this one because you probably have more, I'm guessing.
I have a little more.
Texas. This is real. I thought this was kind of like an onion-y headline, like Texas to launch anti-woke stock exchange to rival New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ.
This would have been such a good prediction.
Finally.
Where were we on this?
Finally.
And according to this article, I guess some of the things that they're angry about include the NASDAQ setting targets for more board diversity, which I guess is too woke.
Yeah.
And by more board diversity, they're basically talking about women, right? I mean, that's what's considered woke, I suppose.
Come on, don't exclude people of color or LGBTQ plus. Let's say all of them.
The other new Texas Stock Exchange promises. I can't talk today. The new stock exchange also promises to be more CEO friendly, and that one really made my head spin.
What type of dog whistle is that?
Finally.
What kind of dog whistle?
Yeah, is there a more CEO friendly enterprise than the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ? Aren't they already super CEO friendly? I don't get this one.
Boo.
Texas will be. Finally, CEOs have some say in what happens in capital markets.
And just so in case you're curious, the company that's been kicked around by Texas a lot and spat on by Texas over the last few years, BlackRock, is one of the backers of this new exchange. So they're putting money into this. Yeah, Good job, Larry Fink. Finally, I had to throw one Elon Musk here because it's just another warning to all of you idiotic shareholders who actually vote to pass his pay.
I suggested pass the pay.
Oh, I called you an idiot.
Yeah.
The headline is Elon Musk ordered NVIDIA to ship thousands of AI chips reserved for Tesla to X and XAI. So
that's correct.
Again, this is your CEO, people, so do what you want.
Well, he threatened to do that if you didn't pay him, then didn't wait for you to pay him and did it anyway. So maybe he's just showing you that he will take from his public company directly and just put it in his other companies because he feels like it.
Yeah, so I think you have enough information to make a vote there. He's still going to win everything at that vote, but still, I'm just putting on record that you're dumb.
What a nice roundup, Damien.
Yeah, this is
nice.
I
commend you.
Claudia Sheinbaum, Mexican's first female president. Vermont fossil fuel companies pay. Although this is like the fourth time you brought this one up. Like,
is that
really
true?
Yeah, I think it was
last
officially.
It's
officially a law now. It's official.
Texas launches anti-woke stock exchange, and Elon Musk like just Elon Musk. It doesn't. We don't even need story elements anymore.
There's
I
only
hesitated
one
for
right
that
answer
one.
here.
Really?
Yeah, that's
What's
correct.
that?
There is
Yeah.
only one
There's
right
only
answer.
one
Anti-woke?
right
Say the right
answer.
answer at the same time. We'll count
All
to
right.
three.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3. Claudia,
Texas
Sean,
Stock
Mike.
Exchange.
Texas.
No, it's not Texas.
Yeah, for sure. It is
No
Texas.
way.
Why?
Well,
Why do
I
you
know.
say that,
I
Ari?
know what
Why,
Damien's
Ari?
gonna pick.
It's
you know what I'm gonna pick, but why?
I know what
It's
you're gonna pick.
100%, Claudia. That's
I
like
want to know why Ari says Texas.
Because I'm just pissed that we didn't predict this.
Oh.
Anti-woke stock exchange? Are you kidding me? We should have seen this from 5 miles away. This is the only thing
Yeah.
that makes sense to happen next.
Well, the good news are is if you travel another 5 miles, you're in Mexico, and then your president will be Claudia Sheinbaum. So
Then you're in the wokest place on earth.
all right.
that's the winner. By
That is the
far, that's
winner.
the winner.
Yeah,
that's a
that is the
miracle.
winner.
That is a tie. That's
All
your
right.
tiebreaker.
That's the tiebreaker.
Miracles in Mexico.
That's definitely the winner. That
Now.
one was easy. But now let's go to your lamer goodliest.
Goodliest of the week,
Do you
where
need-
I don't have those first two.
Do you need
stories.
to pivot quickly? Like just add those two
No,
stories at the end here?
No, I am unhinged this week.
Okay.
And you can
Good.
tell
I
that
like
by
unhinged,
my
Ari.
stories. Number 1. Tesla investor no raise KLP
Oh, we are.
to support
I like how you're making
collective
fun of it,
bargaining. They're going to support collective bargain motion at EV makers annual meeting.
Okay.
At Tesla, right?
At Tesla's.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the EV maker, Matt. Thank you.
Makes sense.
Why do they say EV maker?
I don't know. They don't want to say
Why
Tesla
not?
twice.
It's weird.
I like that. I like EV maker.
It says Tesla investor and then EV maker.
But yeah,
Right.
KLP, that is Norway's largest fund. And in case you've forgotten, their neighbors over in Sweden, mechanics in Sweden have been striking since October 27th.
Yeah, I
we
was
have
say,
covered this
for a long
before.
time, right? Wait, they've been on strike for 8 months? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And they have been.
Yeah, pay Elon Musk.
Well, I
They
assume when he gets paid, he'll
disrupting.
give it to the mechanics, right? He's going to just hand it over.
He's going to give them the AI chips also.
Right.
Yeah. So KLP is going to vote in favor of the shareholder proposal urging Tesla maker to engage in wage and other labor negotiations in support of their neighbors in Sweden. Obviously, the Sweden's AMF fund will also support this. KLP will also oppose relocating Tesla to Texas.
Yeah.
And they are
Ooh.
opposing Elon Musk's pay package.
Ooh.
Unlike
I mean-
our analyst whole Matt Mascardi
Yeah, I mean,
would
unless you-
suggest.
Unless you're completely moronic like Matt Mascardi, who would support this? I mean,
So the bar is low here
Yeah.
for goodliest, but KLP, I
That's
support
pretty
you.
low. Yeah.
After weeks and weeks and weeks of shareholders being assholes, this
Right.
is a good one. That's why I thought I'd bring it.
Okay.
I mean, look, the Elon Musk pay, I did undermine myself in my own data, right? Like I did this big study that didn't make the proxy countdown. If you haven't heard our proxy countdown, we do a full analysis of the Tesla vote. I did a full study that didn't make the show about how, I think it was 9 out of his 11 pay tranches vested in the height of the pandemic and the meme stock craze. So basically, he got paid not on any fundamentals, not like people had excess cash, were sitting around at home, had nothing to do, and just started ordering Teslas and bidding up the stock on Robinhood. And he got paid for it.
Reading what you have to say on Twitter.
And all
this
he
is-
was doing is tweeting the whole time.
And this is a
So-
pay plan that you want to approve
Yes,
if you were a
it
shareholder?
is.
I am mostly, my suggestion was to approve it, mostly to buy yourself 2 years of time so you could bail out of the stock at its inflated multiples.
I appreciate the chess game you're playing, but I don't appreciate Elon. So
you all are playing like two-dimensional chess.
I'm
and
playing
4D
one-dimensional
chess.
checkers with just pointing my
That's all I'm
vitriol at Elon Musk. That's all
That's
I'm
all
doing.
I'm saying.
All right.
Next
Well,
story.
my second unhinged good story. I really like this headline. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Shareholder activism around ESG is rising. Just ask the Church of England.
Yeah.
I liked it. And then
Okay.
it went on to say,
It's like
investors are increasingly voting against companies' boards to push for climate policies.
I don't know about the
Which
data behind
investors?
this one,
This was
Yeah.
specifically talking about the Church of England and their fight with Exxon. Well, not fight. Their engagement with the Exxon.
They came out opposed to Exxon. This
Yes.
is true.
I gotta be
they
honest.
Did.
Two things. The Church of England has always been a great fighter for ESG causes for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is I couldn't get past the paywall in this article, so I actually have no idea.
Me
I have
neither.
no idea
That's
what
why
they
I
were
only
talking
have
about.
this one line.
Well,
Because I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical that shareholder activism
like the
around ESG is
headline.
rising. Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand. And there's basic math behind this that I probably could understand, but don't. CalPERS, CalSTRS, Church of England, Illinois State Treasurer, a number of big asset owners, some of the biggest in the entire world, came out and said, we oppose Exxon's board, or at a minimum, CEO and chair,
Yeah.
as a result of them suing shareholders. They've all said that.
Mm-hmm.
The average vote for directors on Exxon's board was 96% in favor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the disconnect that we haven't
Who
figured out at
owns
this
it all?
company, right? We don't.
Who
we don't
owns it all?
understand.
Who's voting? Because if they don't want, if
Well,
you
let me
say
just
vote
tell
against the
you,
board
the
and you
church-
go to like BlackRock and Vanguard and all your managers
Yeah.
and say vote against,
Yep.
and somehow they still get 96% of the vote,
Well,
is it just
Church
the three of them?
The Church of England owns 0.02%. So
But is it
There
just
goes-
them voting against it? So like, who else
Sounds
is
like
there?
it.
It's bananas to me that we can't get a vote below 96%.
and
Continue.
number 3, that is undeniably good.
Yeah.
An indestructible new alloy is defying the limits of metal.
Indestructible.
Wow! Wait,
There are
Yep.
go back.
indestructible
Wait, is this
things?
like Wolverine's claws?
This is newly published scientific research. Okay.
All right, tell me.
Okay.
And they have
like
scientists have found
Claudia
a
Schaumbom put this out.
Exactly.
special
Exactly.
alloy that that has high tolerance for temperature and resistance to wear and previously unheard of fracture
What,
toughness.
is this like the Pratt and Whitney podcast? Like, what are we doing here?
I was gonna say the
Listen,
same
this
thing.
is
Did you
this
get your
can
copy mixed up?
revolutionize manufacturing. This is wonderful.
How so? Well, how is this? How is this good though?
What do you mean?
Blah, blah.
Just help me want to vote for this one.
No, but like,
This
what would
is-
you use this on?
Oh, also, actually, the reason why I picked this up, definitely jet engines, but the reason why I picked
Oh,
this
so I hate it now.
Jet engine.
was
Yeah, I don't care.
because it was computer modeling and AI that helped them find the correct
Mm-hmm. Okay,
combination, and it
killing me.
accelerated their
Stop.
their research. Are you kidding me? This is so good. This is a great use of
Just here.
computational
Yeah.
modeling.
Do me a favor and give me one use like application of this. That
Anything that
isn't-
uses metal.
that
Think
isn't
about
flying.
cars,
Well, okay. So I hate cars and I hate planes. So give me something else.
bikes.
So now, Damien, when you go for a
Bikes.
bike ride, your
Machinery.
bike will never break.
Any machinery.
Well, I kind of worry about that because when you crash on a bike, when it kind of bends a little bit, and
Guys,
isn't that
it's
kind of
not gonna-
good for
it's
your
not gonna be
landing?
bikes.
Doesn't that
It's not
soften
gonna
the
be
landing? I'm worried that it's going to be so rigid it'll go right through me.
We're looking for something good out of this. Can
yeah,
it go on
any
like a,
engine, everything and anything
I don't
that
like
you use
engines.
needs to. Yeah, but you need it, Matt, to have your nice cushy life in West Hartford, Connecticut. You need engines.
I don't like them, even if I need them.
I'm gonna go on
then
record.
go live in the woods.
This is another-
Happily.
Matt, I'm going to go on record. This is another week where Ari's coffee hasn't kicked in, and I'm just going to go with whatever you vote for. I don't see
You
good
gotta
here.
go first, Damien. That's
Yeah,
the
I don't
You go
new rule.
see good. Where's the good in this list? I don't understand.
Ask the Church of England.
You know what? I actually had a meeting with the Church of England at their offices in London. They were. I mean, look. I'm not going to name names. There was one person at that meeting
Church.
who I really liked, so I'm going to vote for that.
Wow.
The other person I didn't like.
Nice.
The other person was a bit of a snob, but you know who I'm talking about. You were good. You were good. No,
Okay.
I presented a report on women on boards, and they're very receptive, and they're just good people, honestly. So I agree with the Wall Street Journal headline.
That's great.
I love the idea. I'm actually going to vote for
The
Ari's
shareholders?
favorite. I'm going to vote for the medal.
Oh, so then you know it's going to win then.
Yeah, well, I'm going to play
Well,
the game.
obviously.
But
Yeah,
like,
obviously.
look, I just the 12-year-old version of me is thinking of indestructible Wolverine
Legos?
claws and swords, right?
Okay.
Like so.
Do those get hot?
Of course they do. When
Okay.
like when you spin them around fast enough to chop up bad guys, they get pretty
Wait,
warm.
are you
from
telling me
friction.
that-
Friction, I
heat.
guess.
Yeah. See.
Well, are you telling me that Wolverine, his what are they called, claws?
Yeah,
that
his
come out of his
claws.
hands. Those are
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah,
they're not like ivory or something.
No, they're not made of like a
Elephant
Darren
tusk?
Woods plastic alloy. No,
Oh, I never would have assumed they were metal. I thought they'd be like an organic thing from his body.
They're technically adamantium. They're a metal, but
Are they
covering
made
his
by
bones. His bones are come out, and then
are they made by
with
human
metal.
beings, or did he like fabricate them?
He had natural bone, and then the human beings intervened and ruined him.
And now
so it's not like
We got a lot of comic book reading.
Yeah,
to
see,
catch
I'm
up
picturing
on.
that
I did
everything's
this
like
from age
Spider-Man.
11 to 13, right? So
I
got
assumed
it
that
all.
all comic book heroes were like Spider-Man, where something bit them and
No,
they just
oh
sort of
my God.
morphed into something weird. Okay, all right. Hey, sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. I just write a letter to Claudia Scheinbaum. She'll tell you what Wolverine.
I might do that, actually.
All right.
Ari, break the tie.
You got to break the tie.
I mean, the future of metal is
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah,
So boring.
that's
I don't know
right.
what's happening.
I picked it correct.
I told you it was unhinged.
Yeah,
you're ruining my
unhinged.
category.
Let's get even more unhinged.
Assholey stuff to week. What
Yeah.
do
Oh,
you got?
no.
There's some stuff
Actually,
to read. There's a lot of reading. There's not a lot.
We're in a
of...
good mood so far, so this is fine. I'm
right.
okay. I'm okay being depressed.
Here's your data for part one, and it's pretty fast. $280 million in exercised share options in between 2021 and 2022.
It's already too much.
Another 1.6 million shares that have been unexercised worth $296 million. The headline is Tesla chair warns that Elon Musk may throw tantrum if he doesn't get huge pay package.
Yeah.
I want to correct the headline to say Tesla chair may throw tantrum if she doesn't get Elon Musk paid and keep her options worth an inflated $296 million. Robyn Denholm is your asshole of the week. She did a whole interview in which she said...
Stop the show. I'm going to vote for that already.
She said Elon will leave. He'll be really upset if he doesn't get paid. It will hurt Tesla shareholders. She said it was only fair that you pay him. She said, put yourself in his shoes. Imagine what it would be like if you were him. So, Robyn, look, you have benefited so much from this. I actually think that everyone is compromised. Like, you can't even go out and say vote for his pay because you benefit entirely. If you voted against, if his pay doesn't pass, the stock halves. I mean, it probably cuts itself in half, and then it trades at a car multiple, which is what it should.
I know I'm the dirty, woke socialist at the show, applauding Claudia Scheinbaum and all, but I just hate the precedent of this. What no one's talking about. I don't care about what's fair, but just the amount that CEOs get in this country is just out of control.
It's gone up since last year.
All we're doing. Yeah, and all we're doing is ensuring that they're treated like dictators and kings, and I just don't think that's how corporate governance is meant to work.
You don't think you should reward a giant diaper baby? Why not?
I just think that my new rule, and I already think it's way too much money, so I've already been brainwashed. But to me, if it's like over $10 million, just vote against it. It's already too much for one individual in 1 year. I mean, what are we doing here, people?
So
it's too much.
Here's why the amount of money doesn't matter to me. I said in the proxy countdown.
But I'm the dirty woke socialist of the show.
The only vote that matters is to declassify this board, because this year you can't vote against Robyn Denholm. You can't vote against most of the boards. You can only vote against Brother Kimball and James Murdoch. Declassify the board, and next year you reconstitute the whole thing. It's a one share, one vote company that you have proxy access. You can slate directors. You could have a whole new board.
You know how when you watch MSNBC during the elections and they have bellwether counties and they got the nerd on there and he's talking about the bellwether vote in New Hampshire. To me, the only vote that matters here, the bellwether vote, is Kimball Musk. I want to see the early returns because that's the only thing that matters to me. Because if they get that wrong, then I'm done. I
already quit twice. Boeing and Exxon, I already quit. So
that's the bellwether vote. It's not anything. It's not the pay. It's not re-domestication. It's Kimball Musk. Get him off the board.
All right. Well, you're going to have a hard time because this next one actually is really triggering to just you also. Here's the data, and it's just a bunch of quotes. This is a part of a back and forth that I've had. A quote, Elon is right on the ESG scam, and ESG ratings need to go.
Yeah, I noticed he was pissed off again yesterday, right, about the ESG score.
Was he tweeting?
He was, and Kathy Woods jumped
tweeting,
in
yes.
because Tesla's score was a 40 and the Philip Morris was like an 80, and he was comparing the two scores and being like, how is it possible that this even
Matt,
comes up? And it's like,
you know what I've learned?
Hey.
That these morons think it's only about your signature product. That's what the ESG score is. Like
that's it.
That's it. Just right. The main product. Like, does the candy bar good? Is it organic? Or
they were literally joking on X, obviously, like where everyone's in Elon Musk Homer, that like, well, Philip Morris might be better for the environment because it's killing people and reducing carbon emissions through their death.
Is that what Kathy Wood said?
No, but there were
funny.
some tweets about that. But this is not Elon Musk. This is somebody defending Elon Musk.
Okay, go ahead.
Quote, they're illogical. They conflate risk and impact. They induce companies to virtue signal, and they're riddled with conflict of interest.
Okay, we're already deep into like Tucker Carlson language here. We're just throwing around stuff without any kind of background or data or information. Yeah, go ahead.
Quote, Matt, if you worked at a regulated financial institution or European company right now, you would be saying something very different. Most corporate people have to DM me as they're afraid to comment publicly. This is a SPAC, synthetic CDO.com bubble that just needs to be squashed. Maybe initially well-intentioned, but turned into a predatory monster.
Matt, can I just say one thing before we go? What I love about this the most is that this reminds me of my daughter when she was like around 11 years old, when she used to conflate one person saying something to her, maybe two, and the whole school is saying it. Everybody's doing it.
The whole world is saying that thing.
Because I'm calling absolute bullshit on this most corporate people.
I like Matt, if you worked at a regulated financial institution or European company right now. Meanwhile, this person works at neither. She does. Yeah. She does
but
not
by
work
the
at those
way,
things.
let's be honest. New England is basically the Europe of America. So we basically do. We're more progressive here in New England than most countries in Europe. So get over it.
And then we'll end with this gem quote: "The ESG rating agencies on the take." Inducing companies to virtue signal to get into a BS ESG index.
What does that mean on the take? What does that even mean?
On the take, like it's like some backdoor. It's George Soros.
Who?
It's like someone.
But who is funneling money to them? I don't
know, but I didn't get any of it while I worked at an ESG rater for 10 years. I didn't get a single. I'm still waiting for that.
But who's bribing them? Where's the?
Just bring the money.
But if you're gonna make that accusation, I really want to see like where's the money coming from? Like be more specific.
Show me
I don't get this.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're having a nuanced conversation on social media.
Forgive me.
Here's your asshole. ESG whistleblowers.
Whatever that means.
This was a back and forth between me and Desiree Fixler.
Good for you. Yay.
Desiree.
My new favorite.
But
our new friend of the show.
She's not a problem anymore. Like there is this move to discuss that, like there's this absolutism is the problem, and I pointed it out in this
binary argument.
This binary argument where it's like ESG is a scam or it saves the world, and it's like no, it doesn't.
But who says
have
it saves
to be one or the other?
Who is it? But who's actually saying it saves the world?
Well, the same people who were saying it's a scam just like 5 years ago, right? Like because I'm calling this the Tariq Fancy effect, in which ex-ESG people who literally never spent a minute of their lives collecting ESG data. They didn't grow up in ESG. They didn't create anything. They never done any actual ESG work. They get jobs inside corporations. This is Tariq Fancy, Stuart Kirk, Desiree Fixler.
Yeah.
These are all people who had like finance backgrounds who suddenly were ESG people inside their company. Now they're all on like an audition tour for Fox News.
Yeah.
They're all whistleblowing. Stuart Kirk calling out the fact that it's a scam and no one actually cares. Tariq Fancy is BlackRock was just swindling its customers like the rest of their products don't swindle their customers.
I was going to say, I mean, what are we talking about
here? And Desiree Fixler is now the next incarnation of this, looking for the speaking tour in which she can spend all of her time saying, I was in ESG and I think it's a scam. She's called it a socialist money grab, government overreach, capitalist.
The greatest hits.
All the greatest, literally. It's the greatest hits album.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if she was smart, she would just have a chatbot saying all this stuff for her.
Maybe
Because
actually,
that's what
kind
it
of
is.
does. Yeah.
It is a
She is the
chatbot.
I mean,
chatbot.
I just wow.
She
that
is
just
working
blew my
the-
mind.
What's getting me is that she's really working the LinkedIn algorithm these days. She's really hammering down on all this. So
You ESG whistleblowers, with no nuance, making binary arguments, pretending you came from a place where you actually know what you're talking about, just shut the fuck up.
I still want to
No one
know.
cares.
I don't.
No one
I
cares
don't
what
want
you
to
have to
belabor
say.
this. I don't want to belabor this segment. But what the hell is an ESG whistleblower?
I don't
what are we
even
even
know.
talking about here?
Can I ask a question? If you blow a whistle somewhere, does everything look like a whistle afterwards? Like, are you constantly? That's it? You just blow
Desiree,
whistles from that on.
you can't compare yourself to like a Boeing whistleblower. It's not the same. Like you're. What are you
Well, for
revealing?
one,
that there's
you're
nuance
alive.
to all this?
No, look, that she blew a whistle. Good,
What?
like great. I have
Blew
no
a
problem
whistle
with that.
on what?
It takes some bravery. She blew the whistle on
That
DWS
not everything
for
is as it
greenwashing.
seems. That
And then-
that Bud Light is not the greatest beer in the world. Is that? I mean, what
She
are we?
got the
No, she said the
CEO
portfolios
of
are
DWS fired as a result of retired, like a forced retirement, as a result of
With severance.
blowing the whistle for greenwashing. They had to pay a massive fine, like massive for them.
Great.
It was a real thing, but it doesn't mean that everything's a whistle. You don't have to go around blowing everything now, right?
Yeah.
Like not
Good
everything
for
is
you.
binary. Just
Good for you.
relax. All right, here's the third option. And there's even
Do we need
one
a third
after this.
option?
There's one after. Well, I know
Oh
you
my
like the
God.
other two. I'm going to read. Here's the data. It's really just. This is a quote. Okay, these are all quotes. On behalf of the funds, we seek to understand how portfolio company boards, who are elected to serve on behalf of all shareholders, effectively carry out their responsibilities. So does everybody. We examine how boards are composed to provide their company's long-term success, how they consult with management on strategy, oversee material risk, blah, 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 blah. We seek to ensure that individuals who serve on boards represent the interests of all shareholders, are appropriately independent, experienced, committed, capable, and diverse. We have a general view that certain shareholder proposals may not be appropriate use of shareholder votes, particularly those that address companies' ordinary business. As a result, we do not view it as unreasonable that a company would take steps to avoid the cost, complexity, and potential distraction associated with managing shareholder proposals. Headline:
Wow.
Vanguard says it backed Exxon board, but cites investor rights concern.
There you go. There's your 96%.
Vanguard put out a missive explaining why they backed the Exxon board. And in this little missive, here's the things they said.
Great fence sitting.
At each of Exxon's two prior shareholder meetings, the company received shareholder proposals requesting GHG reduction targets aligned with Paris. Vanguard advised funds did not support either of these proposals, and they received relatively low support from shareholders. Here's relatively low, according to Vanguard: 27%,
Not low.
and 11% of votes cast in 22 and 23.
Let's not forget that the general rule of thumb internationally is that if you own 30% of shares, it is considered to be a controlled company, because 30% really is enough to basically control every meeting, every vote. And so 27% is almost
That might as well be
almost
passage.
a controlled
I mean,
level of, it's come on.
And then they followed it with this. In our assessment, the Exxon board demonstrated appropriate oversight of the process and made a compelling argument for why the company's actions to seek clarity were in the best interest of Exxon shareholders in this case. So suing their shareholders, they said
seeking clarity is fine.
The company made a compelling case why they needed to sue Arjuna Capital. That's what Vanguard basically is saying.
As opposed to, they could have just invited Arjuna to the annual meeting and just had like a Q&A with him. That's a way to seek clarity. You could just talk to them openly at a shareholder forum
Vanguard,
as opposed to suing
did
them.
you call Arjuna and seek their opinion about
Just
why
talk
they
to
wanted to
them.
do this in the first place? My guess is no. And Vanguard, you're the asshole. You're a nominee for Asshole of the Week. And I'm going to say it here now. I don't care if we go out of business. You're not allowed to buy our data. There's no way you would use it well.
That I'm going to disagree with.
There's
Call
no
me.
way.
I'll sell it to you.
I have never seen the concept of governance misused as badly as they lay out in this missive.
Well, they're clearly fence sitting, right? I mean,
this isn't even fence sitting. Just say we don't care about GHG emissions. Just say that. It's better.
Can we just please stop doing this one thing too? Can we stop using this excuse for the cost, complexity, and potential distraction associated with managing shareholder proposal. I mean, really, it's probably like one or two members of your legal team or your investor relations team.
It's
like
3 rides on their corporate jet. It's
out
like
of how many tens of thousands of employees and your operating budget. I mean, what are you doing? Stop that.
Not
old
to
weird
mention,
excuse.
the cost of suing Arjuna Capital must be higher than the cost of just saying no, or putting this up to a vote.
Didn't Darren Woods himself say that the average cost on these is about $50,000? Like that's it? Like $50,000?
Everyone uses the $150,000 the SEC was like the max guess limit, but in reality, they've said the costs are more like 20 to 50. Yeah.
Stop. Just stop. Stop. That's all.
And your last option here, because I have so many options,
God.
I can stop. And this is Damien already covered this, but just for reference, here's the data. There are 585 current and former CEOs on the boards of U.S. large cap companies today.
Okay.
That's 585 that are CEOs of those companies or used to be a CEO of a company. 538 of them are men.
Oh,
okay.
Whoa. And none of them named Claudia Scheinbaum, I'm guessing.
No, not one. The average board size for a U.S. large cap board is 11 people, and the average number of women on those boards is 3.5, somewhere between 3 and 4, right? Those women should have 32% of board influence, but do have 22% of board influence, meaning it takes 5 women to have as much power as 3 men on these boards, okay? So when I read the headline, BlackRock Citadel Securities backed TXSE Group to launch Texas Stock Exchange, which is supposed to be an anti-woke stock exchange slated to be more CEO friendly and have no diversity rules. I wonder what exactly they're fighting against. What are we fighting? What are we doing?
I don't
Why
know.
don't we just say women shouldn't be on boards and only men should be CEOs?
I'm sorry, but it is not woke to support equal rights, civil rights, gay rights. That's not a woke thing. It's just these are human rights, people.
Baseline
Get over
society.
it.
The basic, if you come to this from data, we know that women on boards are more educated than their male counterparts on average. We know that women tend to have
Which we
more
need
experience.
in today's society.
We know like all these things about the talent pool that is women in this country. And if I'm only talking about women right now, people of color have equal sized talent pools. Why are we even BlackRock? Your voting policy says, quote, in our view, a strong board provides competitive advantage to the company. In this context, we are interested in diversity in the boardroom. We see it as a means of promoting diversity of thought and avoiding groupthink. If you're going to write that in your proxy voting policy and then back an exchange whose sole goal is to effectively remove diversity and add more CEO friendliness to the board?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Let's not forget that this same anti-ESG, anti-woke crowd that you were talking about that is involved in the whole Tariq Fancy world, they were targeting BlackRock not too long ago, right, for being way too ESG friendly.
Yeah, well, Tariq Fancy made his career out of the fact that BlackRock wasn't woke and said they were. That's his whole career. And now and now we're attacking BlackRock for being woke, and now they have to overcorrect and seem not woke, so they back an anti-diversity exchange. What are we doing?
Anti-diversity
Texas
exchange.
Stock
That's
All right,
sad,
I'm done.
sickening.
That's too much for me. So you have
How did we go? What I really want to know is
chair.
how did we
Yeah.
go from Governor Ann Richards in the 1980s in Texas? We had a strong female governor to now they're promoting stock exchanges that the main tenet is that we will ensure that there aren't women here. Women won't be involved.
Don't worry, they won't be allowed in here.
Jesus Christ.
All right, Tesla's chair is your first asshole. Your second asshole is the ESG whistleblower community. Your third asshole is Vanguard. And your
is depressing.
Fourth asshole is BlackRock.
Come on, Ari, what do you think?
Texas Exchange.
Come on, Ari. I know you know.
Yeah, let's see. I know the first one and I know the last one. Kind of snooze through the middle. But
Wow.
Yeah.
well, I know the important ones. And Damien, I think you're going to disagree with me, but I'm going to go with Texas again.
Again.
You know what?
Really pushing
You know
the
what?
Texas vote.
I hate to do this to Matt. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I
both
absolutely agree with you.
wrong.
Although, as much as I would love to have Robyn Denholm the asshole of the week, she's just been an asshole for many weeks. Desiree Flixler, Tariq Fancy, I just can't give you any more thought. I'm sorry. Then didn't you do them last week, man?
I did Desiree Fixler just for you last week.
Okay.
Yeah, I let you rant for like a half an hour. This one was a broader thing.
I mean, you made a compelling case, but this is hideous. I mean, I'm sorry, but that you're leading with this idea that you're anti-woke, and one of the examples of that is NASDAQ's push for diversity.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick, and you're sick people to me. You're definitely an asshole of the week. That's just gross.
All right, it's a sweep. I don't have anything to say. That's lame. So let's do
Sorry,
something
man.
else.
Headlineist. This is for
by the
all
way,
our listeners to wake up.
What? Why?
We got some good ones.
I like that you're implying that I was really boring.
No, it's just me. Sorry. All right, here we go. This is where the hard-hitting news are. Orange juice makers might need a substitute fruit as a historic shortage as prices soaring.
Wow.
What's that going to be, Ari? What do you think that means? What would be the substitute? Like
I have
bananas?
no idea. Here's orange juice now made from... like, what?
Durian.
It's gotta be oranges.
I hope that doesn't out me as being crazy, but I never really understood the appeal of orange juice anyway. It's so sweet. I don't get
like it.
Yeah,
What's
it's
the matter
stupid
with
to
you
me.
people?
Just
I'm
buy
dumb.
oranges and make juice
Dumb.
out of them,
Have
like
you
in
ever-
Europe.
Wait, have you ever done that?
Growing up, my whole entire life, my parents did.
Yeah.
Well,
it takes
I'll tell you this.
9,000 oranges to have a glass
There
of
are
juice.
special orange juice oranges.
Yeah, leave her alone.
Yeah, like indestructible metals.
Ari,
Yes.
what is the substitute fruit you think?
I don't know because it's orange juice.
Yeah,
Right?
This isn't
right,
just
it is.
fruit juice. This
Is it-
isn't just juice. It
What
is
is it going to
orange
be like?
juice.
Purple juice? What are we doing here?
It's gotta be,
No.
genetically engineered
All
oranges.
they can put any
Ooh.
juice.
Lab grown oranges.
No, any
Maybe that
juice can
indestructible
go in it.
alloy. Maybe we can like wring the liquid out of the moisture out of the indestructible
I'm just saying,
alloy and drink
and
that.
then make you indestructible.
Any juice would work. Just color it orange and you're okay.
Oh,
right? Like,
People
it doesn't have
drink
to be from
water.
oranges.
You don't even need the juice. You have too much sugar in your
Orange
diet. Get over
covered.
it.
And
Colored
I got
water.
one more. Elon Musk can't just ask his brother and his besties to pay his $46 billion to pay him, not his, to pay him.
You're trailing
$46
off there.
billion.
This is the Starbucks decaf today.
Jeez, I am struggle busing.
Struggle busing. I've never heard that.
I've never
term.
heard that term either, but I'm just going to let that
You
term
guys
go.
are
It's
so
just-
weird.
It's like you're
All right,
like
I have three
Gen
quick
Z-ing
ones.
right now.
I have three quick ones. Elon Musk's $46 billion payday is not about the money, Tesla
No, it's
chair
not.
says.
It's
That's
not.
what Robyn Denholm said, not about the money. I love it.
It's not about. It's not. It's about something
Because
else.
it's the funny thing here
about
is that
fairness.
it's only about the money. Ha 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 ha. Okay, next headline. Costco. I love this headline. Costco bails on books because stocking them is too much work.
Oh, I actually the first time I read that, I thought it
Yeah.
said too woke, and I was like, that would have actually made more sense than too much work. I don't understand
Congratulations, America. No more books for you. It's too much effort to get them up on the shelves.
they're a little too
and
heavy.
yet we can lift a pallet of like 800 brownie mixes or whatever, and we can sell that to you. That's
Or-
fine. Yeah.
Orange juice from not
that.
orange.
Yeah,
Orange juice, big,
non-orange orange juice.
Big, heavy gallons of orange juice, but not a book, not a nice novel. And finally, my third headline, remote. This is for you, Matt. I know you're going to vote on this one. Remote Amazon tribe finally gets internet, gets hooked on porn and social media.
Yeah, baby. What else was there?
That's not clickbait. I opened that article, and that's exactly what happened. It's sad. It's sad. I mean, it's really
Damien just needed to make sure.
I did. I needed to make sure because I was like, I don't want to put something up that's just dumb clickbait, but that's exactly what happened.
All right, so here's mine. EY survey sheds light on whistleblower woes. And I immediately giggled because I thought, you mean death, right? You mean death? Boeing whistleblowers just keep dying. That
Twice,
seems
two
to
of
be
them
their
died.
woe.
Two of them.
And then my second one, Boeing Starliner finally soars, but Mission Control reports more helium leaks. I like that it soars.
Not to get back to this topic, but I still want to know. Two whistleblower dead? Two?
Yeah,
Boeing?
that's correct.
How
I just
come
talked
nobody
to somebody-
talks about this.
I talked to
Two
somebody
of
the
them.
other day who was like,
Two.
She works with boards, and she's like, nobody wants to say it, but definitely were killed, right? Like she like said it in like hushed tones, like somebody was listening to our phone call.
We talk so much about like Sam Altman, for instance, or like Elon's pay package. 2 whistleblowers have died at Boeing in the last like 6 months. What is going on? I don't get it.
Okay, so I'm on the fence here. You're going to vote on
go
your
ahead.
own. You always do.
Orange juice, obviously.
Yeah, Ari always votes on her own.
For sure.
Boring. Okay.
Sure. What a ridiculous headline.
The idea that they have to make orange juice out of a different fruit is funny in and of itself. Damien's also right, though, that in Amazon Tribe, getting hooked on porn and social media is pretty good.
That's what you're voting for, Damien?
Here's
Not
how
the
bad
books?
it is.
Not
Here's
the
how bad it
books?
is. This is a society, a small society that considered even kissing in public to be taboo, and within like weeks, the men were sharing like extremely graphic pornographic videos and like corrupted that society immediately.
I'm excited for when they leave the tribe, take the computers. I want that, like, they should leave behind like video cameras to watch what happens. Do they descend into anarchy without the internet? What happens next?
Good question.
I'm going to vote for Elon Musk's $46 billion payday is not about the money.
Yeah, that's my vote too. Actually. That's my
That
vote
is
too.
the funniest
That's the
headline
winner.
ever.
That's the winner. Robyn Denholm, you are a treasure to all board chairs.
That brings us to winners and predictions.
I mean, is she not the biggest stooge, the biggest puppet on all boardrooms? Do we have a puppet data point?
We can
gotta
make
develop
one.
one.
Let's
Yeah.
do that. All right.
Who won the week? I'll go
Damien,
first
who
here.
won?
I don't have a winner.
Oh.
No,
I got 2 for you.
Oranges.
All right, I have 2 for you. You can take one of my 2. I have
right.
2 I'm very proud to announce. First of all, of course, the first one is Claudia Scheinbaum. I've said
that's
enough
correct.
about
That
her.
is true.
The second one, just as great. I love this woman. I've loved her for years. But this is like ridiculously important pioneer moment. Doris Burke, who's this incredible... She's an incredible commentator on ESPN and the Disney channels. Last night,
Not in Disney Channel.
just last night, 2024, she became the first woman to serve as a game analyst on the television broadcast of a championship final in one of the 4 major U.S. sports.
Wow.
I can't believe that's the first ever Doris Burke.
How
so
did Damien
definitely a
get
winner.
all of the goodliest
I
and
don't
your
know.
goodliest?
I was
a
so
piece of
excited.
metal?
I love
He
Doris
is
Burke so
clearly not
much.
reading the headlines that he pulls. He's getting these from
He's
somewhere else.
getting from somewhere else. All right, Ari does not have a winner, but I have a winner. I have 2 winners.
Oh, Jesus.
Arlene
What a
Blum and Jill Schneiderman. And if
Yeah.
you don't know who they are,
They're
they are
German.
the other female Jewish climate scientists outside of Claudia Scheinbaum.
What
This
does
has
that
to be
mean?
a big day for them.
Mexican?
No, not Mexican. I looked for any Jewish female climate scientist, like PhDs.
There's a
in
website for
something.
that? Yeah.
I went all over the place looking for it, and those are the
There
2 that I
had to be
found.
more.
If you were
Really?
Arlene Blum
That's
and
it?
Jill Schneiderman, it's got to be a big day for you two to see basically
for
your
president.
life's work,
Run for president.
like
I will
a
vote for you.
peer running for president and winning. It's got to be
I
a
will
big
vote
day
for you.
them.
Get on the ticket.
Predictions.
All right, I'll go first. The U.S. elects its first Jewish female climate scientist, feminist president in the year 3050.
Oh,
Did you pick 3050 because 2050 was too
Yes,
close?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in 2050, believe me. I think 3050 is a pretty safe bet.
I think Elon Musk's gonna get his pay package.
yeah.
Well, come on. I mean,
And-
it's a foregone conclusion, Ari. He's definitely going to get it. Definitely.
But more
Kimball
importantly-
Musk will be reelected.
More
I
importantly,
predicted.
Robyn Denholm. My prediction is Robyn Denholm gets her pay package next week. So that's the more important prediction.
I didn't even read your
That's it. Yeah, I know. You front run mine. That's fine. That's it. That is Ari the Data Queen, Hazelnut Rawls. I'm your analyst, Matt Scardy. We are Free Float. If you like this, come back next week. We'll be here on Tuesday. We'll be here on Friday. We got a proxy countdown. I actually think it's the end of the proxy season. We might just wrap up the proxy season with a summary next week or something, right? I don't know that there's a lot of big votes left. But we're getting close to the
I wouldn't be too sure
end.
about that. I wouldn't be too sure.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a company. Who knows? Until then, goodbye.